Welcome to the episode number 39 of the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint with your host Lolita. Okie dokie. So, I'm going to talk now about the toxic environment that is being caused by abuse of positional authority. And that's somebody like a supervisor, for example, in your workplace, that it's taking advantage of their position. And you probably can already think of a person that you maybe know or knew. And if you are working in a beautiful environment where nobody is being bossy and taking advantage of the position, I so want to work in that place too. It is very hard to find a workplace where there is no person who wants to take advantage of that position. Um, Definitely, that comes from the place of just being insecure. And that means somebody probably grew up with this kind of childhood that for them to achieve something um, higher than somebody else was very important. Otherwise, they don't feel like they mean anything if they don't boss people around. And they can display all that kind of toxic emotions, toxic actions that we already talked in the previous episodes, like keeping secrets and not telling you what's going to happen, spreading gossip, talking bad behind other people's backs, and or kind of just telling other things that they shouldn't say, or are just plain abusing or bullying other people. And they doing this because they the manager. They are the boss, they the owner. And so they can go and do all those kind of things. I remember um, when I just came to the country from Lithuania 24 years ago, I was working after my 1 year as an au pair. That's how I came to this country. I was working in the uh, store where there was women's clothing, and my English was very weak at the time. And I remember the owner of that small shop was really abusing me and showing off, she's the owner, so she can do whatever she wants. And she had all kinds of unreasonable expectations of me and letting me know that I am nobody. They will be abusing me verbally and putting me down. She would give me ungodly work hours. Definitely, she was underpaying me, but I was still there because I needed the money. That was the time when my parents came also to the country, so we really needed the money. And she knew that she can use me in that position because where else I'm going to go? Of course, I could have went other places. Of course, I could have done that, but how many times are we in a situation? And now I'm asking you to remember, do you know, or maybe you yourself can relate, we stay in the situation when we are being abused. And you can have this boss that is controlling, just showing off that they're in position and they're in authority and they're going to do all this. And this is really stressing you out. You hate going to work. You're like, oh my gosh, it's weekend. I don't want to be there on Monday. I hate my job. I hate all this stuff. And I really don't want to do this. But you still do. And somebody from looking at you, they can say, well, why on earth are you still working there? You obviously cannot do anything about that because let's say it's your supervisor that's abusing, and showing off the authority. You can go, let's say, to the upper management and complain. Most of the time, let me tell you, nothing's being done. They're like, yeah, okay, we recorded, next. But there's not much really that you can do if, let's say, you're talking with the owner or you're already talking with the manager. There's nobody above that or anyone above that that can actually make a difference in your life. What is that you do then? You find the ways how to survive in that. You prepare for the worst. You cover all your things that what will happen if, you're preparing ahead. And if you already know their patterns, what they always get on you and they showing their authority, prepare yourself what to give them in order to protect yourself. That if you don't want to leave. If you can leave, go and find another place. Simple as that. But here's the catch. It is not that simple as it seems to talk back, to change, to take action. to talk with someone, even complain to someone about that, or leave the workplace, especially if you came up with this behavior pattern that you learn in your childhood, that you should not talk bad or act against authority. And when you're growing up, your authority is who? Your parents or caregivers, whoever, who they were feeding you. So you already learned if you're going to upset an authority, you're going to die. And this is an exaggeration, but that's how our brain works. So that's why you are in the position when somebody is just abusing their authority and they're not really taking care of you, but you're still there. Because in your mind, you cannot go against something that's going to kill you. You will try to preserve yourself in that situation. So, especially if you were abused by authorities before, and for you, abuse is a normal thing. Like, pain equals love. Like, you're used to that, you know how that feels. And what they say, it's better the devil that you already know than the one that you don't know. Sometimes those who know what I'm talking about, please leave me a comment below and tell me what am I really saying here? What is the right saying about this? Um, so ask yourself, if you just think about it. If there's some situation right now, let's say in your workplace, that you are working with someone that is displaying this authority and controlling and everything that you really don't like, ask yourself, did you already take any action? What was the outcome? It didn't work, it didn't work. Also, did you find ways how to cope with that so you do not stress yourself anymore in that situation? And then ask yourself, when worst comes to worst, what I'm going to do? Do you have a plan for that? I already talked about this in the previous episode. And then if you cannot leave and you cannot make any action and you're still feeling trapped, ask yourself, how is that serving you? But after this, then starts a deep down conversation with yourself. Why are you allowing other people to abuse you? Where is this coming from? How is this serving you? Now, if you need more help with managing your stressors, trying to come up with plans, and need more support, whatever comes to stress in the workplace and burnout, I'll be very happy to help you. And I do one-on-one coaching as well as the group coaching. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and well, get that session with me before it gets all booked up. And the next episode tomorrow, I'm going to talk about something else. And you'll find out when you will tune in. How about that? See you tomorrow.